Live now.
Thanks, sir. Good, so welcome if you're just tuning in to our live stream here at the Nottingham Buddhist Centre. So we're just going to be waiting a few minutes whilst people hook up with us. If you've arrived and joined, you could always post a little comment in the live chat section. So there's Geeta, hello Geeta, and Stephen over in Leicester Way. Very nice to have you join us. Hari Varchin's just entering Shrine Room 2. Hello Nicola, nice to have you joining us as well. Hope you're well. Hi Padmasaki and Kamasiri and Kshantika, nice to have you joining in. So we've got 14 people with us at the moment. Louise, hello Louise again, very nice to have you with us, and Karen Archer. Yeah, hello. Rachel. Okay, so it's 7:30, so I think we'll begin our evening proper, as it were. So yes, very warm welcome to Sangha night at the Nottingham Buddhist Centre on this YouTube live stream. So if I haven't met you before, my name is Satchinama. I'm part of the team who help run the Nottingham Buddhist Centre, and I live in the community here at the Nottingham Buddhist Centre. 2 floors above the Buddhist Centre, 5 of us living there in the Lace Market. So that's why we're here in the shrine room right now. So I've got my fellow community members with me. So I think, as per usual, we're going to do a little camera tour of those who are with me. So we've got Hari Varchin.
Hello.
We've got Darren Buckland.
Hello.
Richard is with us as well. Richard. And also Gareth. So yes, there's the 5 of us living here, so all here, and there'll be 22 of you watching from various places around Nottingham and Leicester. So we're going to follow the usual format for the evening. So we're going to start with meditation, then we'll have a short break, and we'll move over to Zoom groups and be able to interact with each other more through the groups. So we're going to start with saluting the shrine. We're going to chant the refuges and precepts. So we're going to do all that in call and response. So I invite you to join with the response if you wish to do that. So I'll be chanting, and then my friends in the community will be chanting, so you can join in the chant with them if you want to. We'll be doing a session of the Metabhavana meditation practice, so I'll ring the bells for that. I won't be actually leading it. And then the last stage, we're going to do what we did 2 weeks ago, which is I probably will say a few words by way of leading the final stage of the practice, and we're going to conclude with the Sabbe Satar Sukhiyontu mantra, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy. So that's the format. We're also in the build-up to Buddha Day, so the celebration of the Buddha's enlightenment is 2 weeks away. It's the full moon falls on Thursday the 7th of May. We're probably going to be celebrating it on Saturday the 9th, but in these few Sangha nights we're focusing on the Buddha in the lead up to Buddha Day. So I'm going to read you a poem before we start, after the refuges and precepts. I've just received this lovely new book. This is a volume of Sangha Aksha's collected works. It's his collected poems. There's lots of really good new material in here that I haven't seen before. So it prompted me to look up one of his poems that's inspired by the Buddha's enlightenment, the night of the Buddha's enlightenment. So I'm going to read that to you as well, Lotus of Compassion. But we'll start, as we normally do, by saluting the shrine. So I'll do that in call and response. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Namo, Namo Om. So welcome to Mona, and lovely to have you join us as well, Amitashuri, in St Andrews in Scotland. Yes, lovely to have you be able to contribute and participate in our Sangha night. And Indy, Keith, Simon, welcome to Sangha night here. Okay, so we're going to begin with reciting the refuges and precepts, taking our refuge, going for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. So I'll lead that in call and response, and do join in wherever you are with the response part of that if you wish to. Namo Tassa
Namo tassa.
Bhagavato arahato.
Bhagavato arahato.
Samma sambuddhassa.
Samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa.
Namo tassa.
Bhagavato arahato.
Bhagavato arahato.
Samma sambuddhassa.
Samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa.
Namo tassa.
Bhagavato arahato.
Bhagavato arahato.
Samma sambuddhassa.
Samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammam saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sangham saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddham saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddham saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammam saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sangham saranang gacchami.
Panatipata.
Panatipata.
Veramani.
Veramani.
Sikkhapadang.
Sikkhapadang.
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Adinadana.
Adinadana.
Veramani.
Veramani.
Sikkhapadang.
Sikkhapadang.
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Kamesu.
Kamesu.
Mechachara.
Mechachara.
Veramani.
Veramani.
Sikkhapadang.
Sikkhapadang.
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Musavada.
Musavada.
Veramani.
Veramani.
Sikkhapadang.
Sikkhapadang.
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Suramerya.
Suramerya.
Majja.
Majja.
Hamadatana.
Hamadatana.
Veramani.
Veramani.
Sikkhapadang.
Sikkhapadang.
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Sadhu.
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 With deeds of loving kindness,
With deeds of loving kindness,
I purify my body.
I purify my body.
With open-handed generosity,
With loving-handed generosity,
I purify my body.
I purify my body.
With stillness,
With stillness,
simplicity,
simplicity,
and contentment,
and contentment,
I purify my body.
I purify my body.
With truthful communication,
With truthful communication,
I purify my speech.
I purify my speech.
With mindfulness clear and radiant,
With mindfulness clear and radiant,
I purify my mind.
I purify my mind.
So welcome to those of you who've just joined. We're just about to do a session of Metabhavna meditation practice, which I'll ring the bells for, and I'll lead a little bit in the final stage of the practice, and we're going to conclude with the Sabbe Sata Sukhi Hontu mantra, may all beings be well and happy. But I'm going to start just by reading one of Sangha poems. It's very much around his response to the Buddha and the Buddha's enlightenment. It's called The Lotus of Compassion. So yes, we're in the build-up to Buddha Day, so in a way it's very appropriate to call to mind Shakyamuni in that time leading up to his enlightenment on the full moon of May. The lotus blooms tonight, the great golden lotus of the Lord's compassion, with white roots deep in the slime of this sad world, and huge green leaves spread on the surface of the waters of the lake of tears, and surrounded by myriads of silver lotus buds, like white hands folded in prayer for succour from the miseries of the world. That lotus blooms tonight. Oh, leave the crowded shore where men buy and sell. Shake off the soft, detaining fingers of your friends, and in a little boat at midnight, when the moon is full and glitters at you from the water, row swiftly to the quiet heart of the lake where the lotus blooms, the great golden lotus of the Lord's compassion. And you will feel the sweetness ineffable of its heart fragrance, coming on a breeze which ripples the face of the silent waters to meet you beneath the stars. So just preparing yourself for a period of Metabhavna meditation. When you're ready, just beginning the first stage of the practice. second stage of the Metabhavana practice. third stage of the Metabhavana practice. fourth stage of the Metta Bhavana practice. So in the final stage of the meditation, just begin by calling to mind all the other people in the Sangha, those who are meditating with us, just calling them all to mind, feeling that connection that we all have through our shared practice of the Dharma. And holding those other Sangha members in our hearts with love. Allow our hearts to be open to them, connecting with them. Feeling that open-hearted, free-flowing connection of metta within our Sangha, our community. I know there are Sangha members who've lost relatives in the last week or 10 days, grieving, sending them our love. And allowing our metta to open up to more and more people, wherever they may be. People affected by coronavirus in many different ways. Including them all in this field of loving kindness and metta. Those who are dying, those who are working very hard, people all around the world, wherever they may be, wishing them well. And we're just going to conclude the practice chanting the Sabbe Sata Sukhi Hontu mantra. May all beings be well and happy. So joining in wherever you may be, just imagining this metta flowing outwards to all beings as we chant the mantra. Sabe sata sukhi hontu. 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 So lovely to have so many of you with us. Thank you for joining our Sangha night tonight. So I'd like to invite you, if you wish, to come and join the second part of the evening, which we do on Zoom. I'm going to be giving a short talk looking at some of the archetypal instants from the life of the Buddha, and then we'll break into groups of 4 or 5 and have a chance to just check in and then talk about that. If you want to join us, send an email to info@nottinghambuddhistcentre.org in the next few minutes. If you've already done that, you don't need to do it again. If you've done it in previous weeks, you don't need to send another one. And then I'll send an email out to you, and you just click on the link and join. So it'd be great to see as many of you as want to join us for the second half of the evening. So yeah, I'd also just like to say something about the vision of what we're doing here, connecting, keeping the Sangha alive during these difficult times. Something we want to keep making available to you and to as many people as possible, new people too. In order to do that, we do need to raise some money. We're basically £1,500 short each month at the moment as a result of not being able to have the centre open. So if you're in a position to be able to give, whether it's just a few pounds or whether it's more, we would really appreciate that. It'd help to keep the work of the centre going and make sure the place is here in good shape whenever we all come out of this coronavirus lockdown period. So you can click on the link. I think Gareth has very helpfully put a link in the YouTube box just below the video, or you can just go to the home page of our website. There's a donate button there.
It's also in the chat now.
It's also in the chat. Gareth's just put it in the chat. So yes, if you're able to give any money, that would be very much appreciated. Otherwise, lovely to see you all. Thanks very much for joining us. See some of you on Zoom, and hopefully see others of you here next week. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.